The principle of bros before hoes is not a good rule to abide by? Hello, true believers! Welcome to the F Plus Podcast, a intelligent place for terrible things.
Excelsior!
Read with enthusiasm. In the room tonight we have Boots Raingear.
Change my view. It's not possible to make a rational argument for why someone shouldn't be a brony.
Isfahan.
Change my view. I believe that it would be possible, in principle, to survive the heat death of the universe.
Asiakawaddle.
Ha! There should be an internet police that go around and delete ignorant comments. Change my view.
And Lemon. Change my view. I should quit Reddit forever.
Can't.
I'm gonna bow out of that.
Hey, F Plus.
Hey, Lemon.
Hi, Lemon.
How are you all doing?
I'm doing outstanding.
Quite well, really. I've got all these opinions.
Oh, good. The internet's a terrific place for opinions. I want to tell you a very brief story called The Tale of January 7th.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'll get comfortable.
All right, so here's what happened. On January 7th, 2015, somebody on Reddit discovered that Wesley Crusher Teenage Fuck Machine reading we did like 2.5 years ago.
I remember it very well.
So then it was linked from Reddit, and the community, and then it ended up on the front page of I think a Star Trek subboard or something like that. And then everyone went to the site because they didn't understand if there was an episode to listen to. They just like saw the words Teenage Fuck Machine and then chortled and then made a GIF out of it.
Yeah.
And that day, January 7th, 2015, is far and away the most popular day that the F Plus has ever received by a magnitude of 10-fold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you look at the graph of the history of our website, for the entire history of it, it is it's a flat line and a peak on one day.
Because the scale got thrown off by that one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, let me guess, we're going to go return the favor.
Yeah,
Sure, but Reddit's not going to know what hit them.
That's right.
They're not ready for us.
Coming at you, spiking your Oh, yeah.
You're going to get traffic from the number 600,000th place on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
So Reddit has a section called Change My View, because the users of Reddit are an open-minded sort of folk who like to have their opinions changed. Mm-hmm. And Cheapskate put this document together. So this is all about somebody stating an opinion and then looking to have their opinion changed.
Or more like sitting back and smugly folding their arms and...
Is that the same thing? I think that's the same thing.
Your move, Internet. Come on.
All right, let's see. So let's start off with a piece about a real philosophical and sociological problem that we have. I'm talking about small breasts. Isfahan, let's have your view change, would you?
Okay. CMV, small breasts are a thing of the past. Change my view. I guess CMV has changed my view. Mm-hmm. With 500,000 women undergoing breast augmentation each year, that should be the only factor to know that small breasts are a thing of the past. Oh. It's just like Debate Club.
Yep.
Not a single television show depicting a female older than a Disney character poses small breasts.
Wow.
How old is a Disney character? Like, which Disney character?
You know, a Disney character.
I mean,
well,
so
Cruella
like
DeVille,
Grandmother
right?
Willow from
yeah,
from Pocahontas.
Sure.
Yeah.
He poses small breasts, which is totally the correct verb for that sentence. Even cartooned females have larger breasts.
I like that.
Females who have been cartooned.
Yeah. Asian women go to extremes to appear more Western by mimicking large breasts and even bleaching their skin. Boing, 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 boing. That's how you mimic large breasts.
Just curl up into a ball. I'm a large breast. Blubby, blubby, blubby.
Small-breasted women are seen as underdeveloped, inadequate, and less attractive.
Oh.
C-cups are seen as a small size due to the growing number of larger breast implants. Rarely do men comment on the niceness of small breasts, and it would be a lie to say the world did not praise and idolize large breasts.
Oh.
Can you change my view, or do you agree? Balls in your court, Reddit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Does anyone on Reddit have opinions about breasts?
I do.
Oh, who are you?
I am Wizardry Awaits. Yeah, if you think there is no demand for small breasts and no man wants it, you may want to check out /r/tinytits, /r/dirty small, /r/petite gone wild, or /r/AA cups.
I can't breathe.
Gone wild?
Petite gone wild. If anything, the prevalence of fake breasts has put people off larger breasts, preferring to see real ones, even if they are smaller. There's actually a really big market for it in porn. It's one of the more mainstream areas.
Yeah.
My name's Horsey.
Oh, hey.
Horsey. My name's Horsey. That's what my name is.
Yes.
Okay.
Your statistic is incorrect. There are probably hundreds of TV shows.
Which is less incorrect than whatever he said. Probably are. I don't know. I didn't count them all. Jesus.
But I don't...
What?
Also, he didn't provide any statistics, Dave.
Did I miss the hidden argument that there were only dozens of TV shows?
Hey, Ace here.
Well, yeah.
What are your views on Ted DiBiase? Ted the Millionaire Man DiBiase, and can we change them?
Okay, look,
Holy crap.
this is the challenge. See if you can change my view.
All right.
Ted DiBiase is the most deserving wrestler never to have won the WWF title. I feel strongly about this.
He had the $1 million belt. He made it himself, gave it to himself, but he...
Well,
that's
yeah,
that's
but that's
title.
not... That's... I don't know. You're confusing the issue.
I'm
Stop
sorry.
that shit. Look. Ted DiBiase was one of the most talented heel villain wrestlers ever to have graced the so-called major leagues of wrestling. His persona was strong enough to have carried him from 1987, the WWF, now WWE, to recent events, including his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. He was the top heel in the company for a number of years, wrestling the likes of Hogan, Savage, and the Ultimate Warrior. His wrestling skills were above average.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
It wasn't the so-called major leagues of wrestling.
He's above... you're pissing me off here. And his endurance was strong, evidenced by his, at the time, record-setting 45-minute longevity in the 1989 Royal Rumble. And then he died, I guess.
Ooh, hot.
Wait, sorry. His promos were above average on his off nights, and phenomenal when he was on his game. His trademark laugh and ring entrance music are iconic and attention-catching.
Who's that man laughing over there? It's me.
Ooh. His gimmick of being rich enough to buy everyone, and his catchphrase... wait a sec, did he's buying everyone a catchphrase? No.
You're about to say his catchphrase.
Oh, okay.
This is a good catchphrase.
His gimmick of being rich enough to buy everyone, and his catchphrase, everybody's got a price for the $1 million man.
Is that actually his catchphrase?
What does this have to do with winning WWF titles?
Maybe I'll get there eventually. I don't know.
Did he win WWF title matches?
I think I'm going to win this change my
Are
view thing by boring it a
erasers
bit.
just banned in the WWF writers' room? You just write down a catchphrase. You're not allowed to pitch a second one. Everyone got a price for $1 million man. Okay, let's see if we can. No, that's the fucking catchphrase.
It's pretty high turnover back there.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
They were that phrase was enough to cement him as a hated man, as planned, to fans. His vignettes with fans, whether real or plants, made him even more vilified in the minds of the fans.
Half of his fans were ficuses.
Yes.
An era when heels were supposed to be booed.
Wait, as opposed to what?
Lauded,
Oh, it's the bad guy! Hooray!
The $1 million belt is arguably the best looking belt in the history of wrestling.
Right.
All right, Google image search.
It was just like covered in rhinestones.
I
wasn't
think it was like a black piece of felt with rhinestone forming a $sign, yeah.
It looked like Richie Rich's pool.
It's a very succinct description.
Well, wait a
actually.
minute. If he's got the best belt anyway, then
Oh.
what the fuck does he need a shitty WWF one for?
Because I want you to change my view. I'm bored this weekend.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sorry, I gave it away, didn't I? Anyway, he was one of the very few people who could have portrayed the role to the level he did. All of these combined to convince me that Ted DiBiase is the most deserving man ever to have not held the WWF title.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. But you know, we have another topic that's somewhat on the same tack as this millionaire Mad Ted DiBiase, and that's that dubstep. Now, by that I mean real dubstep.
Of course.
Hit a creative wall after 2011 and 2012, and now it's very boring.
After that, it started to break down.
Yeah. Wow.
That's all I had.
Let's just let
Only
that
now
rest
it's
there.
boring.
Now it's very boring.
Minute of silence for that joke. All right.
Yeah.
So, after 2011 to 2012, it's very boring. I really like a lot of dubstep, particularly the 06 to 08 stuff, like early Hessel Audio, Punch Drunk, early Apple Pips, etc.
Man.
In the few years after that, there's still some good stuff to be heard, like Silky and similar artists, etc. But now, new dubstep releases just seem to be either way too minimal and broody. Dungeon.
Oh.
Like, broody? Okay.
Ah.
Or the tracks seem more like elaborate DJ tools. Oh, no! That don't
Wait
really
a minute,
function.
this is just Fruity Loops.
That don't really function as something I'd listen to at home, i.e. livity, sound, mum dance, etc. Dubstep's always been about the effect with the crowd in a sound system, but songs like Turg Broken Heart, Martin Remix, are able to stand out on their own without needing to be mixed by a DJ on a system. Huh?
Okay.
I like the acoustic dubstep? Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there dubstep that's come out in the last year, this year, or the last year that isn't so boring? I can listen to Dubstep All-Stars Volume 6 over and over, but Volume 11?
Whoa.
Whoa.
In comparison, just sounds like a constant collage of punchy drums and random distorted warbly sounds with the occasional dark movie sample.
And that's not what dubstep's about, man.
You change a couple words in this, we're back in adult DVD talk.
Yeah. I actually could swap out
You can leave dark
dubstep.
in there, though.
You could swap out dubstep with almost any genre, and somebody somewhere is making this argument.
I even went to a recent show where there's a bunch of current dubstep artists played. Dusk and Blackdown, Ven, Paris, etc. And it was cool and all, but the only songs that really excited me were the ones with 4x4 beats. So, my name's deleted, and I'm just now realizing that I'm getting old. Isfahan, your name's Crux Official, and you're a dubstep producer, right?
Ooh, yeah, I'm a frickin'
With a K.
authority on this.
Mm-hmm.
You like how I covered up my Control
Yep.
F searching for
No, I
Crux
had no
Official?
idea that you were searching for it.
Okay. Alright, guys.
Just gotta wipe the cocaine off your nose.
You're not alone in the view that the good old days of dubstep were far better and now everything is, quote, very boring. I don't think that is the case. In 2012, thousands of young people, as young as 13, were inspired by dubstep's popularity and started making it themselves. As such, there is loads and loads and loads of new music out there, so it may be harder to find what you like. So to show the variety there is within dubstep and similar genres,
Sure, yeah.
there's the classically influenced, the jazz influenced, the heavy, the demonic, the calm, the funky, and the mainstream. What I'm trying to say is not that you need to listen to all of this, but there is still an insane variety of music appearing nowadays, and while I don't know where to look for it, there is probably some on-school tunes appearing too. Even I create dubstep.
Oh, really? Even you, the dubstep producer, creates dubstep.
I am a Crux official.
So, yeah, dubstep's totally alive. There's 13-year-olds out there, and even I create it. In addition to those 13-year-olds who are making the most wonderful music.
Do you have a sentence that could just sum up your whole point there, Crux official?
Look, at the end of the day, if you don't like modern music, meaning music made after 2008,
right,
don't listen to it.
Yay!
Yeah. That old chestnut.
Hate music got too many notes.
Music tastes is just one of those things, winky face.
There's something I stumbled across, which I really had to share with you right now.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd love to hear what that is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you. I found the rules. They have provided rules. Here's what and your posts have to be at least 500 characters long, and they actually provided you a sample of what 500 characters looks like.
Oh.
Just in case you got confused, this is what 500 characters is like, in helpful lorem ipsum, no less.
Yeah.
You need to be able to visualize it.
That's all. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yeah, what do you?
my
you sound
name's
kind of sheepish.
My name's Poisonous Platypus,
Okay, that's a cool name.
and
You sound like a pretty cool guy who I would like.
yeah, I'm sure I am, especially once you hear my view.
Okay.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
I don't think we'll need to change it then.
I'm just a little sick to my stomach for no reason. I believe it isn't unethical for somebody to have a sexual relationship with an animal.
Oh,
dear.
fuck!
Wow.
Could you stay right there? I have to check my phone. Hang on. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Just putting my phone away now.
So I'm really going to read this?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, boy.
The opening sentence is pretty terrific.
I feel the need to put a disclaimer here. I do not condone animal rape.
There
Oh,
we go.
phew.
Problem solved.
All
Thank God.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I thought you were one of the bad ones.
I've never had a sexual relationship with an animal, nor felt the desire to.
Yeah.
You certainly are invested in this topic, though.
Yeah, but I had this thought a while ago and spent some time on /r/bestiality and /r/zoophilia. Why are these sites existing? Okay. And a couple of other forums. I just don't see the ethical problems.
Okay.
I do find these people weird, but I don't see them as bad people. Sorry if I offend any homosexual or bisexual people with this comparison. But,
Oh, God damn it!
Okay.
Wow.
but I think bestiality is considered unethical for the same reasons as homosexuality.
Nope.
It's weird, it's unnatural.
And those people aren't wrong to consider homosexuality unethical, so...
Yeah, and it stops the population from growing.
What?
No, it doesn't.
I base this on these principles. That might as well be what it says. Because it's A, everybody knows what will happen.
You will get arrested.
B, everybody consents to what will happen.
I certainly consent to you getting arrested.
All right.
Everybody is in a proper state of mind to consent.
Everybody wants you to get arrested.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're ethical here then. That's a relief.
What? Can I stop?
No, you gotta keep reading.
Okay.
Your post isn't over yet.
I think most people will agree to these parameters. Feel free to suggest an addition I may have
Look
missed.
down at your skin. Is it made of straw?
Aw.
A lot of people believe that animals can't consent, and I totally disagree. Animals screw each other constantly.
No, that's what the whole heat cycle is.
And
They don't have sex very often.
and don't see much difference if it's with a human.
There's no such thing as non-consensual sex between animals.
Another thing I've considered is that people will think that the animals are trained, but they don't normally need to be trained from what I've seen. They do it naturally.
What have you seen?
Well,
what troubles have you seen?
He's never had a sexual relationship with an animal, nor felt the desire to.
But
from what he's seen, just one sentence left, Boots.
Yeah, all this is based off of normal ethical standards where, if you wanted to, you could castrate, tie, burn, and shoot an animal, but not have consensual sex with it. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as animal cruelty laws, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry, I just had to...
Yeah.
You do that a lot, do
I
you?
just had to get rid of something there.
Yeah. That's the evil trying to escape your body.
Okay.
I feel unclean, Lemon.
So what?
I feel unclean.
Yeah, I thought you might enjoy that one.
Great,
well,
thanks.
let's move this along. Let's go to a happier, nicer subject. And
Oh, thank God.
Acier, your name, oh my God,
Wow.
your name is Hate India.
Wow.
And what's your view that we should change?
I know you're not. I'm gonna surprise you with this one. You're not gonna see it coming. But
Okay.
India is a despicable country, and why should I not hate all Indians? Again, I'm hate India.
Reddit.com/r/change my username.
Yeah, when your username is hate India, I don't really believe you when you want someone to change your view on hating India.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. This is an experience. Whew. All right. Okay. Let me start off with my history with India and the people there. Back in the late 90s and early aughts, I worked for an IT company that was contracted out to go to Delhi, India, and set up IT infrastructure in some call centers / businesses and train the local admins. At this job, I made 3 trips to India, where each one was roughly 2 months, give or take a few days. So in total, I was in India for a total of 6 months over a 2-year span.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Okay. During my trips, while I worked long hours during the week, the weekends, me and my coworkers often traveled around to different cities, towns, and tourist spots. One thing that struck all of us was how filthy the country was. Piss, shit, and trash just all over the place. Mm-hmm. Even the clean places were disgusting to someone from a Western country. Even backwoods, hillbilly towns deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains were cleaner than 90% of India.
Hillbilly backwater towns are, like, sparsely populated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your point?
No, I'm never right.
Yeah.
How was the other 10%?
Well, it's a tie.
Oh. The other 10% is a tie.
Yeah.
It's quantified this, apparently.
Statistics.
I'm gonna count every piece of shit in the street.
Seriously, words cannot describe how filthy this country is. Even pictures don't truly convey the mess, as it does not transmit the smell. Oh my God, the smell of the shit and piss and God knows what else. For a taste of the trash, just look at some of the pictures on this site, blah blah blah, who cares? Well, these pictures were mostly around the holy rivers. The cities were flipping disgusting.
Whoa.
Hell Indians complain about how filthy Indians are.
Wait.
Heaven Indians do not.
Oh, were you in Hell, India?
Apparently so.
That
Looks a
would
lot like the
explain
Temple of Doom.
Another thing we picked up on was the sexism. I'm not talking about the rampant rape and grouping that you constantly see in the newspaper or hell even saw on the street.
There's groups everywhere. This is a very
horrible.
populous country, as it turns out.
It's grouponing.
Guy's a little allergic to commas too here.
No, sorry, we can't take those.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about it got to the point where the woman in my company refused to go to India because the locals either ignored them, violated every HR rule on sexual harassment ever written, or were incredibly hostile towards them. I witnessed.
What about 3?
Yeah. Well, it was an or, so it could be any one of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
I witnessed on more than one occasion where an Indian male told my female co-workers that a real man doesn't take orders from a woman.
We can get that in America.
Yeah. On one occasion, I and another co-worker had to step in between a man who decided he would show a woman her role in the workplace.
Totally happened.
Totally. I could not blame the woman.
Mop the floors, you!
I could not blame the woman for not ever wanting to go to India, as even as a man, I could not believe how the men treated women. Now, I will say not all of the men acted this way, just a very large portion of them did. And by large,
Holy shit, that was a comma.
You're right. Wow. That was the first one.
And then scroll down to the second to the last paragraph, because there's many paragraphs in here.
There's a dissertation here.
I've actually broke my mouse wheel scrolling through this shit. Wait, we've got a tilde paragraph here.
Yep.
From the time I have spent in India and the time I've spent working with people from India, please change my view that India is a despicable country and why I shouldn't hate all Indians. Edit. Just want to add, I didn't hate India or the Indians before I dealt with India in a professional manner, as in the house.
Yeah, as in an estate house.
Yeah. I also don't hate or dislike any other group, just India and Indians.
Oh, that's okay. If you hate or dislike two or more groups, then you're officially a racist.
Yeah. All
so
right.
dodge that bullet.
And then he goes on. I'm just looking at reddit.com/user/hateindia. He is active.
Well, no, it's just in this.
Yep,
in
he
this
is active in this thread.
Yeah.
They do actually say that you're allowed to make a burner account for that, so whatever. There's some elaborately boring rule about exactly which hoops you've got to jump through to make a burner account, though.
Yeah, so what we don't see is the username he's changed it to with mildly tolerant of India. Perhaps his opinion got changed.
India's fine, wink. My name is Shizovism.
Oh, hey.
Shizovism.
What?
I don't understand why anyone would drink 2% milk.
Now this is going somewhere. All right.
I'm sorry, is this a controversial topic?
Yeah.
I'm buckling my seatbelt right now.
I don't understand why anyone would. Okay.
Whole milk, my dairy drink of choice, is by far the tastiest milk. Though it has a lot of calories and fat that I can understand some people would want to avoid.
Wait, you've already just shot
So
yourself
you just
down
answered your question why
Hang
anyone...
on now! Skim milk also makes sense to me because even though it doesn't taste nearly as good as whole milk, it's got about half the calories and none of the fat, but choosing 2% over whole milk makes no sense in my mind. The calorie difference is there, but it is not significant, and the taste difference is huge! How does one justify that? You might as well go all the way health-wise when you're already sacrificing that much flavor!
Ah. Wow.
I talked to a friend about this, and he brought up the point that some people were raised on 2% milk. I think that's just sickening!
All right.
They drank the 2% Kool-Aid.
Parents should only allow extremes.
The parents shouldn't even have that in the house. And if they do, they should be getting whole milk for their kids. So, change my view, motherfuckers!
So does he think people get indoctrinated to 2% milk?
I like Daylight's response. It's, why stop at whole milk? Why not drink half and half, or even cream?
Damn straight! Actually. Cause I want all the flavor!
Flavor, that's the word I'm using.
Yeah. It's not milk till it makes my tongue slick.
Deleted, just ask me this question, please.
Are you making a distinction between cooking and drinking?
I don't really know that much about cooking. Someone who knows more than me might know if there's a reason to use one type of milk over the other when cooking, but I'm specifically wondering why people choose to drink the lowest tier of milk.
The lowest tier.
The lowest.
There's a strata.
Also, I forgot to mention it in the OP, but it seems that 2% is more popular than other milks. This is mind-boggling to me.
How could it be popular? I don't like it.
All right, well, serious topic.
That was a good palate cleanser, though.
Yeah. So, speaking of palate cleansers, Isfahan.
Mm-hmm.
You are Galaxy 23.
Oh, yes, I am. All right, folks, change my view.
Okay.
I think using peanut butter or Nutella on waffles is better than maple syrup.
We're gonna fight over this one, motherfucker. All right, bring it.
Okay, here's a enumerated list.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you've already lost.
Oh shit.
Peanut butter and Nutella have a more solid texture, so it's less messy. You can
So your starting argument here is that peanut butter isn't messy.
Yeah, it's less messy.
Okay.
You know, in a perfect world, but anyway, you can just put the waffle on a napkin. Oh god, and spread the peanut butter and Nutella onto the waffle and eat it with your hand. You don't have to worry about dirtying a dish with that pain in the butt to clean syrup. Number 2, they have less sugar.
Okay.
But that's
We'll just take that as a given.
okay.
Sure. Yeah, they have less sugar.
Yeah.
It's less calories as you only use a percentage of the serving of peanut butter, 190, or Nutella, 200. Full serving is 2 tablespoons. Whereas it is common to use more than a serving of maple syrup, 210. Full serving is a quarter cup.
What the fuck?
Wait, so we're talking about a 10 to 20 calorie difference.
Well, but you know how when you're sitting down to your waffles and you got your maple syrup, like you know how you portion it out, you get your jigger, right? And you portion it out. I gotta make sure that
I use a graduated cylinder.
Oh, that makes sense.
Whoa,
Yeah.
fancy pants.
But there's another thing here. This is a 10 to 20 calorie difference per waffle. And what motherfucker eats only 1 waffle? Or 10 waffles? It's more like 55 waffles. Now we're talking about like 7,000 calories difference right now. So good. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Number 4, they have more nutritional value.
I mean,
we're putting sugary shit on waffles.
yeah. I mean,
people eating waffles are concerned about their nutritional value.
I just don't want to get maple AIDS.
I better finish up this post so I can go back to splitting hairs.
Wow.
There's the huge con that people who are allergic can't use them as a substitute, however. But for everyone else, I think this would be a healthier alternative to the norm.
Healthier?
Yeah.
God.
Why aren't doctors recommending we switch from maple syrup to peanut butter on our waffles? This is why I had to escape that one time. Okay, clarification, guys, clarification.
Okay.
The mods mentioned yesterday that this was also a good place to come if you didn't feel that your view was strong enough, so I thought maybe I could strengthen it because I'm thinking about petitioning some of my favorite mom-and-pop breakfast places to give it a test run on the menu.
What a petition?
You can ask for peanut butter.
Yeah. You can just get plain waffles and put whatever the hell you want on it.
No, because they're
What is that?
It says maple
That
syrup
is not
on the...
maple syrup!
Oh, I don't want
It says it on the menu. That's what you're getting.
I don't want the waitress to judge me. If it's on the menu, it's allowed.
I also really love the idea that, like, the Reddit mods, would, read over a post and go, that guy didn't really seem, strident enough in his own entrenched views.
Yeah.
Hey, these are people who get upset if you don't write 500 characters for your fucking opinion to be changed.
Were you even wearing a fedora when you wrote that?
Yeah. Well, it was sitting on top of my head.
Okay. Sure.
He was eating the waffle out of the fedora.
Okay. this one. Boots, I'm going to give you this thread because I'm going to apologize for the previous thread that I gave you.
Oh, good.
All right, you ready? This one's great. Your name is Knifesome.
I'm and then some.
Oh, and
I
then
get it.
some. Okay, yep.
I'm in then some, and I think that Steve Harvey has taken a family out of Family Feud.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah, I used to be able to watch the show with my family, but it has become nothing but cheap sex jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was never that before.
No, no, it's classy.
And it's Steve
right?
Harvey's fault.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to watch it with them anymore. The questions are posed in such a way to elicit dirty responses from the contestants.
Yep.
And even when they do answer accordingly, Steve makes a shocked face to the camera, as if that reply was so unbelievable. Every fucking time.
I think daytime television has a formula.
I've noticed he's been
Hey,
getting...
wait a minute! This Saturday Night Live sketch is just an excuse for them to do their impressions!
Oh, no. No, please say that isn't
What
so.
the fuck?
The day you crossed me, Trebek.
Wait, that Toots' cat drives off the cliff every time. I haven't watched SNL in like 40 years. So, I've noticed he's been getting lots of love on Reddit lately, and I'm surprised by this. Steve Harvey has taken the family out of Family Feud. Oh yeah, I bookended that. That's good.
I love it when people the person they see on the camera is responsible for the entire show.
Yep.
I'm a Maverick Gamer. I got 43 triangles or something. Okay,
Ooh,
judging by
nice.
the clips I've seen of older versions, it's never been exactly family. Also, I'm fairly certain that Steve Harvey is just a meat puppet on the show and doesn't actually write the questions. He just reads the
Steve
cards.
Harvey in the Meat Puppets?
Yeah, he was in the meat. He was in the meat puppets. That's for sure.
I'm sorry, is just saying like employee not edgy enough anymore?
No, he's a meat puppet. Blaming him for the questions is like blaming Tony Danza for the storyline of Who's the Boss.
I mean, yeah. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then somebody immediately is like, what about the whole thing with Richard Dawson making out with every goddamn woman that was ever on that show? And Boots has no response to that, apparently.
No.
Goodbye forever.
I and then summed on somewhere else.
Was that a really complicated way of saying I hate blacks?
You read a lot more into that than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's a black guy.
Yes, I know.
All right.
All I got.
You thought that's where the disconnect was.
I can't. I'm not even going to take a guess.
I'm gonna edit this episode. I'm gonna flip a coin as to whether or not I'm gonna edit that out.
You are not going to edit that out.
No, put it in. I'm a fucking
boy.
idiot. What the hell do I care? Keep it in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be an idiot on here from time to
Give
time.
us something else.
Oh, God.
Oh
I
God.
wish my
Oh,
body...
God.
Hey!
What?
I'm the Ishunga.
Oh. What?
Portax probably understands that reference. I wish my body physically stayed 5 years old for far longer. About 100 years, I guess. Change my view! I have too much stress now, and felt that I grew up faster before I was ready to. I'm an...
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Why did I give this one to myself?
Boots got through his. You get through yours.
Okay.
It took me a lot of effort.
Steal. Here we go. I'm an adult kid, though I act like a man-teen around others, I suppose. and even try to pretend to be a kid who bedwets by wearing upsized diapers with kid prints, you can see them on this different subreddit. Here we go! Let's all click on that link!
Nope.
No, let's not.
Why must I be at least 18 to view this? What the hell, trenchcoat Reddit man?
Fourth search for Ishinga is dailydiapers.com.
Sure.
Yay. Anyway, right.
I fantasize about being in an alternate world where magic is an everyday norm, and I do something to get punished with reverting my body back to 5 years old for 100 years, while still keeping my mental, etc. faculties.
Yeah, that's important.
Gotta hold on to those with a steel grip.
I wouldn't want to lose those.
Who also suffers from... Oh, also, yeah, so the 5 years old for 100 years, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Subclause, who also suffers from urinary incontinence until I do enough good deeds to earn continence.
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be a punishment because you're into this.
A goblin put a curse on me! Things were relatively quite a bit more stress-free. One more time.
Wow.
Things were relatively quite a bit more stress-free at age 5, and frankly, I would rather stay in an unaging 5-year-old body. Do you believe me yet? For 100 years than to go through the stresses I've had to go through thus far. Now, try to change my view from this. Thanks! And then a whole bunch of people try to rationalize with him.
Yep. I can take Taekwondo, and I'd eventually learn how to overpower them with my 5-year-old body.
Yes, a 5-year-old doing Taekwondo will eventually learn overpower him.
I'd be a super... Oh, God.
All right.
I'm not drunk enough for any more of that one.
It's fun. Cheapskate once again put this document together, and there's 34 pages of it, but Boots just found something that we need to read immediately.
Okay.
It's fun. Would you please take the thing that Boots just found?
Wow.
Sure. My name is MC Seal Clubber, and change my view on the following.
Fuck you.
I believe that in a fight, Superman would destroy Goku. Superman's power is just too over the top. Goku's not known for that. While Goku is incredibly powerful, Superman seems to have a certain power for just about any situation. In fact, I wouldn't say that anyone in the DBZ universe is on par with Superman.
Oh, God damn it.
A major argument people tend to make when saying that Goku would beat Superman is that if Goku loses, they'll just wish him back with the Dragon Balls. But doesn't the dragon refuse to grant the same wish twice? Superman would just kill him again. And nobody ever comes back to life in comic books. I'm sorry. With the amount of people that think Goku would win, I just feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Oh.
Wow.
Am I going? It's like a Twilight Zone episode. All right. I'm Zero Shade.
I can already tell you're going to beat me handily.
Aha. So this is entirely dependent on your views. 1. We know that Superman is vulnerable to magic, so it highly depends on whether or not you consider whether chi and the attacks the characters in DBZ universe use is akin to magic in the DC universe.
Oh my God.
If you believe it is, and Superman doesn't stand a chance as a single Kamehameha would decimate him, if chi is similar enough to magic, then Superman is weak to it. Think about a hammer made of kryptonite hitting him in the face again and again.
Forever.
Number 2, if we assume that it's not akin to magic, then we have to decide which Superman we're talking about. If you talk about the Gold Age Superman, then you're right. Goku doesn't stand a chance, because Gold Age Superman was literally a god. His level of power was astronomical, and he could destroy the Earth by punching it if he wanted to. However, if we're talking about Silver Age Superman, or the more recent Superman comics, then we have a discussion as efforts have been made to tone down his astronomical power level along with his abilities in the Silver Age not being quite so ridiculous. If we go back to when Superman was first created, and Superman doesn't stand a chance. Back then, Superman couldn't even fly. His mode of transportation was literally jumping really high and far, was his only fast as a speeding bullet, making Goku much faster. Number 3, once we've picked our version of Superman, and whether or not she attacks are magic for the purposes of the universal laws of purposes of the universal laws of comic physics, then we can actually start discussing who would win or lose in a fight. Goku has actual
that
combat.
would be great!
Yeah.
Wow. What a day!
This is just preamble.
There's a lot of wincing happening at the other side of the room here.
Yeah. People are starting to leave the panel.
The strained breathing. Goku has actual combat training in various martial arts styles. His instant transmission, along with his desire and will to fight, have a challenge. The Super Saiyan 4 transformation power level, plus his other abilities, is generally depicted as being as powerful, if not more powerful, than people who have defeated Superman in the past, but with the constantly varying levels of power, it's hard to say. My money would be on Goku, honestly. He couldn't kill Superman, but I think he'd still fight him to a standstill, if not win.
Ki blasts aren't magic! They're energy created by magic!
Argument defeated, I guess?
Dumb shit!
That Zero Shade guy, he had that, like, sitting in a text file on his desktop. Just waiting to bring it out and control V it in.
There's a copy paste. Oh, that was already in my clipboard. Great.
It's never not on his clipboard.
And Isfan, just real quick, take the front page of Reddit.
You have some facts wrong. Golden Age was ridiculously weak, while Silver Age was a god. Are you talking about PC Superman? Politically correct Superman?
How embarrassing.
You're right. I flip-flopped them.
Oh, come on.
Aww.
Get your shit together.
Man, that's shameful.
All right. Hey, F+.
Hi.
Hi, Lemon.
Are we
What do you
starting an
guys
episode?
Is this the start of the episode?
Hey, Lemon. What have you got for us today?
What do you guys think about apathy?
I could take it or leave it.
I never thought about it, actually.
Set up with only one punchline. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Acier,
Uh-huh.
what do you think about apathy?
I don't think anything.
No, that's laziness. That's not that.
What's your name?
Wow.
Oh my god!
I had to read that 3 times.
Yeah!
I am cunt god Jesus nipple. Yeah.
Outstanding.
That's right.
So, this is a Gibby Haynes account.
Like, Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Nipple are very
Yeah,
proud of
the
me.
Indiana Jesus nipples.
I see if you can change my view. I think most problems in the U.S. are due to citizen apathy, but if we started caring, then we could make this nation into anything we want.
What if we want it to be a nation of apathetics?
Can you care enough about that?
No.
Then you lose.
But then
I
win.
think it's been forgotten that the government works for the people. They are merely public servants, including the president. The government should be acting on our every demand, like servants, right? But in reality, the public reacts to government action.
Stop throwing that fucking snowball around Congress. Fix my fucking highway, asshole.
Yeah. Now, this is due, me thinks,
Yep.
to nobody giving enough of a shit to get up and do something. We could be demanding cuts to military funding so we could have more money to put into education and health and overall improvements to standard of living. These are things we can insist on, and they are not impossible things to accomplish, but because people don't care enough to do more than make internet posts about something they dislike, then the government has no reason to do anything about it. The same applies with anything we want. Gay marriage, cannabis legalization, that's all I can think of. These are things that have illogical laws attached to them, and I think more people need to get outright angry. Without public telling the government what to do, the government already has, start acting for their own benefit, not the public's. I believe we have the power, if we get rid of our apathy, to turn this country to one we can be proud of! Change my view!
What? What the fuck is step 2, asshole?
Optimism!
People care, and then the
Right.
country becomes something everybody wants.
I think stage 2 is question marks, and stage 3 is good country.
So, like, in your view here,
Uh-huh.
is posting on Reddit not an apathetic gesture? Like, is that a citizen's action?
No, actually, I think I'm trying to get you to demoralize me. So, cause God.
Yeah, it's changed my view.
Because I feel optimistic that if we just felt better, we can change the country. Now I'm here to get you
Yeah.
to demoralize me, so I
Tell
don't
me
feel
why
this
this
way.
isn't a good.
Yeah.
Tell me why this isn't a good idea.
Come on, Internet, crush my spirit.
Hey, cunt god Jesus nipple.
Yeah.
So much fun to say. You have a post, halfway down this page.
Yeah, I see one. Is that a
Yeah.
response to incruente?
It's the one that starts exactly, and I think.
Oh. Okay, that's further down.
I wish I could tell you what that's in response to, but it would mean trying to figure out
This
How
bullshit.
Reddit works.
the fucking nested shit.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, if I'm just following this line up, it's actually like the third post. It's from Incruent.
Of course.
Yeah, it makes total sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so my stuff's about, like, military spending. Military spending's pretty high. And, yeah, that's
whatever.
That's my
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm demoralized already. Exactly. And I think it's up to the informed to get angry at the ignorant and demand things progress to how they want it. That's words. Of course, there are a lot of people who don't want these things, but a lot of that is due in part to ignorance.
And vagueness.
Wow. That's more
Do you
words.
want the world to be a better place? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you guys stupid.
I don't know what the word better means, I guess.
Yeah.
Not wanting education reform? Don't care, we need it. Don't want gays to get married? Don't care, that's the progressive thing. What am I saying? God damn it.
Do you think people aren't aware of the correct way to have a country?
You know, he's saying, like, if you're progressive, you want things to change. So, dog fucking? All for it, cause that's liberal. Why not? Fuck me.
I wish we could figure out this country shit. Maybe
Yeah.
cunt god Jesus nipple will show up someday.
Screw the whole gotta respect everyone's beliefs mentality. Things in the US are not ideal, and it could be, and idiocy is slowing that down, and I think hardcore ridicule will prove to be an important role in fixing what's wrong with the country.
Oh, you stupid
Yeah,
shit.
Public ridicule.
What modern society really needs is a
Shut up,
teenager
dickhead!
with brain chemicals and half opinions.
We need to bring back the stocks. Why did we ever get rid of those?
Oh, God.
Alright, let's see here. So, yeah, we're a ways in, so, it's time for some choices. Some very harsh choices. Boots.
Yes.
As a citizen of Canada, I have two different opinions on how to improve the United States of America, and you're going to choose. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Change my view. Number one: the USA should have one mega prison for 2.5 million of its inmates,
It's gonna be a hard one to beat.
or I think America is the worst place on earth.
I'm gonna go with mega prison.
All right, mega prison it is.
Yeah.
Let's have your view changed.
Right. Got some,
Your name is Star-Headed Crab.
got some Judge Dredd level fun stuff. Yeah. I'm Star-Headed Crab, and the USA should have one mega prison for all 2.5 millions of its inmates.
Sure.
Economies of scale will not only allow for immense cost cutting, which is needed if we're going to incarcerate so many people.
Because buildings just get cheaper the bigger they are.
Yes.
They cut you a deal on materials.
Yeah.
You buy in bulk.
And why not relocate all COs? But also justify specialized programs, example having college-level education, world-class mental health care, etc., available in the prison.
Well, why should the prisoners get something other Americans don't?
What was... I didn't understand that parenthetical. Okay, cool, yeah.
This thing is more parenthetical than actual text. Seriously.
Yeah. A single framework could be better at allowing world's best practice among guards and other prison workers, and may allow security to be consolidated.
I forget, is prison overcrowding a best practice?
A world's best practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, world's best.
If I say yes, will nobody punch me?
Can't promise that.
Yeah, especially if it's on an Alcatraz type island.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or like Hawaii.
Of course, if the president crash lands there, you got to send in, Snake Plissken to get him back, and it's deal, and it's all nasty.
Beat me to the Escape from New York reference. Well done.
Yeah.
A 2.5 million inmate island.
Yep.
Jesus, that we become the second largest city in the United States.
Yeah, significant separation from home will be comforting to families, and interstate mixing will help prevent local criminal syndicates from having any kind of presence in prison.
What? What?
Yeah.
You heard me.
By definition...
There won't be any Aryans because there'll be so many of them.
There won't be any Aryans because they're all in one place. What? They disappear. They collapse in on themselves like a black hole, which is the worst kind of hole for Aryans.
Well, no, it's because you put enough guys in a big prison, you can't have the 3rd Street Crips or whatever.
Oh, so you're saying there's going to be all the Aryan infighting.
Yeah. I'll roll with that one.
Sort of like some Game of Thrones shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having one prison also allows a meaningful comparison to be made between states and their laws. Huh?
Does it? How so?
Because I just said so.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This shit's easy when you don't have to back anything up.
Yeah. The only issue I could think of would be that visitation would be more difficult. That's the only issue.
The only issue. If you can get past that, I think we should enact this.
Other than that's prison utopia. But with video conferencing becoming widespread, that's less of an issue.
You could just Skype call into the prison. They have iPads in prison, right?
Yeah, FaceTime.
Hey, what you looking so happy about? It's Wednesday. Today is when I get my conjugal sexed.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you worked on that one.
Yep! It was about a minute.
There's shit scratched off on a notepad underneath.
Remember, this is a prison. Sorry, I'm allergic to my own voice. Remember, this is a prison. This is where you go after sentencing. There's still room for temporary custody and other forms of detention. Mm-hmm. This is just an idea I had that is no doubt horrifying to some.
Yeah, I mean...
It's more befuddling than horrifying.
Yeah, we don't think it's horrifying. No. It's a stupid idea.
Sci-fi authors have had the same idea you did for like a century, but nobody ran with it.
Anyway, back to playing Arkham Asylum.
I want to know why it's a bad one. Edit. Not entirely convinced it's a bad idea, but I most definitely have to go back to the drawing board and come back with an idea of how it's going to work and some numbers to back up my claim.
This isn't change my view. This is revise my view.
All right, let's try 3. Does 3 work?
Yeah, no, I like that idea of just like opinion first, numbers later. Okay, Isfahan, you also get to make a choice here.
Okay.
So, option number 1 is, I don't think trading card games are fair at all.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And the other option is, the mark of an evolved human being is that they do not identify with their minds.
The second one sounds pretty nutty, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
Yeah. I thought the mark of an the mark of an evolved human being was figuring out the plurality of your sentence, but I guess not.
I can't even.
Okay.
I want to know where that's going. Yeah.
All right. My name is Ghost Chief MNT.
The Ghost Chief Monument.
Oh.
The mark of an evolved human being is that they do not identify with their minds. And in parentheses, I put ego.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Essentially, if we examine the deepest causes of suffering, IG, which is a combination of IE and EG.
That's like a super example here.
Yeah.
Better.
War,
It's like
genocide, global terrorism.
Yeah, it's like the Ig Nobel Awards.
Yeah. Almost all of them stem from this habitual and unconsciously held belief that we are each separate and unconnected from each other and all other living beings, or to say in another way, to live exclusively identifying ourselves by the contents of our minds, second parentheses, ideas, emotions, etc.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Pass the duchy on the left-hand side.
There you go.
If we go on to examine our modern culture, in other parentheses, sweatshops, factory farming, global capitalism, etc.,
Yep. Modern culture.
we see this hidden factor of ego underlying all motives. That we, as a general society, live unconsciously to the consequences our actions have on others.
We sleep through it.
Therefore, my point is that it would seem to me the sign of an evolved species is one that lives conscious of its connection to each other and of their actions so as not to bring suffering to others. So, he's talking about empathy, and it totally doesn't already exist.
Well, that's the problem with modern culture, is that, like, just modern culture is just, I mean, it's when we invented selfishness. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just, that was really our downfall.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible idea. And then, Ghost Chief Monument, in the comments, goes on a while, expounding on his belief. The more you read it, the less sense it makes. And then Bozoid asks, to be honest, it's still pretty unclear to me. Is this the idea of a philosopher/thinker/author? If so, can you say who that is? I feel like I might have a better time reading a summary of his or her views than making you try to explain them in your own words. And do you have a response to that?
This guy explains it way better than I can. Smiley face. And then it goes to a YouTube link. How to use non-identification with form to dissolve the ego self. So, this is where the guy learned his rhetoric from, is to just word salad up.
Is this, Kierkegaard? No, YouTube.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle.
Alright.
Older hunchback gentleman wearing a sweater vest.
I think we probably have time for, oh my god. Oh. Okay. I was gonna say one more, but then.
Yeah, it's hard to stop with this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheapskate has given us a wealth of amazing shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, Reddit really did a lot of the heavy lifting. Reddit is kind of the 2.5 million super prison of the internet.
It's all in one convenient place.
All right, ACR, here's your choice.
Uh-oh. All right.
Option number 1. Crayon sharpeners are a huge scam.
Fuck. Damn. All right. That's gonna be hard to top. That's really gonna be hard to top, though. What's up? What's the other choice?
The other one is breaking up couples if you think one person is not good enough for the other is a moral obligation.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds like it's going to be a verbal obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, let's do that one.
All right. It's a little longer than we need, so I'm going to give you this here. Your name is Singer in a Smoky Room. And if you take the opening paragraph and then skip down to "I believe" after that, please.
All right. Wow. Yeah. That is a wall of text.
Yeah.
All right.
Presumably there's punctuation in there, but
I see a couple periods.
Yeah.
This CMV is based on a hypothetical scenario in which you have a friend named Julie who is in a relationship with a man named Bob. Now, the actual genders, races, sexual orientations, etc. of the people involved are irrelevant. It could be about your friend...
Hypothetical situation, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be Bob, your friend Bob dating a girl named Julie, or your friend Bob dating a man named Alan, or your friend Julie dating a girl named Ashley.
Of course. Yep.
It's a very clumsy way to say they could be straight or gay. It doesn't matter.
But just for argument's sake, let's just go with your friend Julie, who's a straight girl, dating a guy named Bob. I guess he could be whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that there is an additional reason to try to break up a couple, and that's if enough people think that one of the people involved is not good enough for the other.
Public opinion? Is a good way to...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay it out. It's gonna be scientific. Okay?
Okay, good.
In this case, Bob would not be good enough for Julie if he's...
Okay, so, like, this would be, like, spousal abuse, like, repeated infidelity.
No, but closer, you're closer.
The
closet furry?
Racism.
No, you're closer, though. Actually, if he's too short or too tall for her.
Okay.
No, okay. How about if he's too fat or too skinny for her? He could be too ugly for her. All right. You're discerning, so if he has too poor a fashion sense for her, or
if the thought about him fucking her just makes you physically ill and keeps you up at night, right?
Nope, that's not, no, that's okay.
Never mind, that's not
if that applies to enough people, then yeah, they can just break them up.
I think you could probably squeeze that under a subclause of too ugly, but, you know, I'm not a lawyer or anything, so. And lastly, and now we're getting a little bit more rigorous, if he doesn't make enough money for her, that's a reason to break them up.
We're in a true forced loneliness situation here.
Something tells me Singer in a Smoky Room has just, come back with a sad story.
Now.
That man's too fat for you!
In other words, if enough people think Julie deserves better than what Bob has to offer, then it's perfectly okay for them to try to end her relationship with him so that she can find someone better. It's one thing if one of Julie's friends has an opinion on Bob. But if, say, most of her friends feel a certain way about him, things would be different. Now, of course, Julie might disagree and say she's fine, but, you know, women who are in relationships when they're actually unhappy will often say that, because they have no wills of their own. You'll see this quite often with women in abusive relationships. They'll form attachments to their abusers.
That wasn't one of your criteria in the list above.
Aw, shit! Yeah,
it was
got
all
me on that
superficial shit in the list above.
Curse you, list behind you, got me on a loophole.
Ooh, view changed. Success.
Yeah. They're unable to form an objective opinion. Now, of course, being too short or too ugly or too poor isn't as bad as abusing your girlfriend. But just because Julie says she's happy doesn't mean that staying with Bob is the best thing for her. What do you think?
I like what. So one of the things that's pretty amazing about Reddit is that it's popular. I don't understand, but another thing that's amazing to me is so there's that upvoting thing, right? So the more times something's upvoted, it crawls up the top, right? And then you get the that's the best thing, right?
Yeah.
And so the best Change My View is a guy that quotes like an entire paragraph and goes, wow, really?
Yep.
Like, yeah, Bird! Woo. Good job, motherfucker!
Contributing to this conversation.
This conversation isn't worth having, but we're having it anyway!
And so many people agree. 32.
Okay. Now you get to choose one for me.
Whoa.
And I can't imagine which one you'll choose. Alright. Option number 1. I consider metal the most overrated genre of music out there. Change my view.
Hi, Jack Chick.
I was thinking it, but not saying it.
The other option, This might sound mean, but I love Asian girls, and yet I worry if I have a family with one and have a boy, he may grow up to have a small penis.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want that one, do you? Oh,
I know
okay.
you couldn't see that one coming.
Well, I guess I'll read that one then. So, my name is Nonconformist III, or maybe Nonconformist Cubed. Yes, and if you watch enough Asian porn, this starts to get implanted into your head, I swear. But if I had a girl, then that girl would be so perfect.
Ugh. That's creepy.
Please don't flame me.
Oh.
I'm not stereotyping, but just going off Asian porn.
Which could not possibly be stereotyping.
Yeah, maybe you should go off Asian porn.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm always going off to Asian porn. Is that what you mean?
No. Whatever. Just do what you want.
If you have another opinion and have seen a fair amount of Asian dick, then you may be a woman or gay. If you have a different stance, then please elevate me. I would rather not have this opinion, so just be upfront. I think it's a valid fear. It's not as if I have any issues down there, so I know it wouldn't be that small, but I still worry. On the flip side, the IQ would be higher. Here is some proof!
I'm not stereotyping.
And I have links of proof. Proofity proof.
Global post, huh? Wow, reaching high.
And then, Wiesbrack. Boots, if you'll take that, please. Wiesbrack.
Yeah.
Can I, before you do that one, can I just read the thing at the very top with Garnteller? Just the first line.
Yeah.
Please, yeah.
Okay, this is in quotes. Honey, I love you. We are a perfect match, love being together, and share all the same values. But before I propose, I need to ask you something. Have you ever seen your dad naked, and if so, how big was it? Okay, I'm done.
All right, well, that was a fair one to get upvoted. Good job on that one, Reddit.
Yeah, I'm Wiesbrack. Porn is not equal to reality. Also, maybe don't fetishize Asian women?
I don't. I actually really enjoy different Asian cultures, and I learned some Mandarin for a year. I go after personality and looks, not just looks.
Mostly Asian personalities.
And Asian looks.
Volvis, Acier, Volvis has some additional science to put in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sister dated a white guy for over 4 years, and he had a small dick. He didn't know what to do with a clitoris. Never had an orgasm, but she still loved him. Now she's dating an Asian guy, and she said his dick is about 9 inches, but she still doesn't have an orgasm.
Okay, this is what you're talking about on Reddit today. All right, cool.
I've only slept with girls and I've always finished.
What the
Gross.
fuck?
I don't know. I put quotes on it. It must have meant something.
Yeah, I still don't know what this is.
I guess I came.
Yes,
All right, go me. Yeah.
I have a point to make here.
Let me get to the point. Now, dick size doesn't really matter. You can pleasure a girl without even having a dick. Now, I also don't believe dick size and race have anything to do with each other. I think it probably has something to do with the geological location. I don't know. And it's
What?
environment, and food, and the effects on the human body. That's like science talk. Yeah, I'm not a scientist, but that kind of makes sense, right?
What an incoherent mess that was. But Nonconformist 3 understood it better than I did.
I concur!
Very good.
That's a great point!
You did always finish. I never thought about that.
That's true, your sister didn't come.
They just want to summarize here, like with what before the F plus tells you what they learned. I, Nonconformist Cubed, want to tell you what I learned.
All right.
Okay, don't get me wrong. If I fall for a woman and want a family, the last thing that would stop me is penis size of a son. The last thing. That would be the last thing.
That's why you made a thread about the penis size of your son.
Right. Yes, correct. Change my view. It's just a thought about genetics and how things work. I guess this post is really hard to disprove.
Ooh, well, look at you.
Whoa.
How come we don't have a way of making the much-needed dick size change, but we can grow livers and such in labs with stem cells? That certainly would be a gold mine if we could do a little genetic enhancement. Enzyte and penis pumps would lose stock price overnight!
He's got
Hooray!
I think he's got some predilections
This is the
here.
dawning of the age of Aquarius!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did my change my view stump you all too hard?
Yeah.
Let the sun shine.
So, F+, what have we learned from all this?
Fuck you. Fuck you, closing thoughts. I have an opinion that needs
what
to
do
be
you have?
stated.
Yeah, what's your opinion?
Yeah, my name is... Copy and paste. My name is Martin Garrick 69.
Oh, this one is not about the sorting hat. Fuck, I hoped it was going to be about the sorting hat.
No, I found
Okay.
I found a sorting hat one for Kumquat.
All right.
He's not here. Instruments are stupid and obsolete.
Oh,
ties in nicely with the dubstep one.
Yeah, instruments have such wild limitations compared to a normal composition programs that I think they're obsolete in the modern musical world. They have imperfection. You can't control the frequencies of the sounds you're making as well.
What do you think notes are, idiot?
They just fucking happen.
Yeah.
People just, wiggle their fingers around.
he's got that
people
covered.
will spend years learning how to make a single sound instead of all possible sounds. When you play an instrument, you're a drone, an automaton, playing someone else's piece.
As opposed to you on your keyboard or whatever.
Yeah, it's like being a soldier versus being the president. Sure, it takes a lot of work, but it's a waste of talent.
Take that, soldiers! You just been told!
So it's an argument that, unless you're a composer, you're not musically talented.
Actually,
Well,
you can,
is that what he's saying?
Well, he's saying, instruments are
He's saying two
stupid. Why don't you just make your own music?
he's saying two things. Istvan's got one of them. The other is that unless you are making all possible sounds, you're not using all of your potential.
Well, that's why we invented dubstep.
And
It's all possible sounds at once.
and the most upvoted response goes, I played the trombone.
Me too, all about you! Alright, now, F+, what did we learn from all this?
None of these people really wanted to change their opinions.
Well, no, yeah, I knew that going in. It's
Yeah.
That's like I said. Most people just want to state their opinions and watch other people try and beat their head against the wall. I guess trying to change it.
Yeah, it's a forum specifically for smugly stating opinions.
Yeah. Go ahead, change my view. It should be called "Change My View" if you can.
Your move, creep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there needs to be a Dirty Harry picture with it.
It's kind of a little surprise, like the amount of because I noticed that the document that Cheapskate put together was it's all the opening argument, he did none of the responses, and so I was like, oh well, let me try to mine some of that out there, and there's fun to be had, but fucking nobody even tries. And that's kind of, a little bit confusing in a gimmick, like a gimmick forum set up specifically for this purpose.
Yeah.
Is that, the whole point of it is to do this, and, the discussion is, just as contentious as you would have in any other fucking forum, where it's just nope! No! No!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, Reddit's a very it's got a very internet user base. Mm-hmm. And they kind of probably understand that. The same thing we understand is that nobody's really here to change views or to have their views changed. But it's kind of a place where I think there's a social contract that kicks in that people just say, okay, I'm going to have this stupid opinion, and you all can get the satisfaction of railing against it, and everybody has fun. That's what I'm really getting from this.
But railing against it amounts to entirely just, I have this opinion.
These posts are so...
Internet people, it's the typical way that internet people argue. It's not actually by arguing, it's just by stating your opinion more loudly.
Yeah.
Well, if you notice in like the posts we read, some of them are long, but almost none of them have any content. It's all just fluff. Nobody's actually making an effort to have an argument.
Do you think maybe at one point there was like, do you think maybe at one point there was a golden age to this subreddit? Where like...
No.
We're talking on relative terms here.
Oh, okay.
Where people were sincere? I don't know.
Where there was at least a little bit of.
Does any of us actually want to bother finding it?
God, no.
Exactly.
No.
Well, the problem is, the way I see it is, if you're...
Yeah, I came to Reddit for intelligent discourse, thanks.
If you're in Change My View, and you say, okay, I'm going to change some people's views, I'm going to put out all these salient points, and people are going to see things my way, and we're all going to be better. The first few times, you realize that the people you're expending all this effort on just are not really caring about what you have to say. Then you either leave, or then you just join the...
Yeah.
There's something I did want to add, though. There's something I noticed they have this delta systems, these triangle things. Yeah. So if somebody successfully changes somebody's mind, then the original poster has to say, this person changed my mind, and a bot finds it and gives them a special magic point, so they get this triangle that appears beside their name. So,
interesting.
In the case of that do Asians have smaller dicks? Somebody said, here's some genetics. And the guy said, cool, you changed my mind. And the first guy's like, all right, give me a point. All right, have a point. So this isn't really an argument so much as it's arguing to get magic points so you have the biggest score.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just internet chivos. Well, that makes so much more sense.
See, that's what I was saying. The people they're just having fun with
points. Yeah.
It's like reverse QI.
Yeah, I think that there's I think actually that just like in the internet's browsing of just sort of every human being, like this kind of has to be a phase. I mean, I remember like a lot of my first interactions was, dial up BBSs. And that's all that was, is just like people fucking just yelling at each other all the time. And I think that there's a point where you think to yourself that, like, my opinion louder is going to inform myself. And then you just realize that's wrong and you move on. And then, for a while, you just, like, want to watch other people fight each other. And then that gets boring. And then you go to Ball Pit! That's B-A-L-L-P!
I had a thing for that.
Oh. Save it for next time.
Yeah, if you consider metal the most overrated genre of music out there, come to Ball Pit!
There's somebody there who will change your view. And he won't be doing it with his tongue in his cheek.
The website, thtfpl.us. Follow us on Twitter. Sometimes that's good. And hit the flatter button, because that's nice, too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
But I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change. I can change, I can change, I can change. If it helps you fall in love. I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change. I can change, I can change, I can change. If it helps you fall in love.
It's not possible to make a rational argument for why someone shouldn't be a brony. There we go.
Wow. I heard it laugh from the other room.
Bonus bump laugh.